Hello, everybody. How are you doing tonight? We're back. It's a new year and it's a new season for Inter Miami, for Futbol Miami TV, all that stuff. You know, a lot of these other shows they do seasons and all that. We just took 2 weeks off. That's it. 2 weeks off to celebrate the holidays. Hope everybody had a great holiday. But we're back. We're ready to talk about Inter Miami and all kinds of fun stuff surrounding South Florida soccer scene. So, as always, I don't do this by myself. Everybody say hello to everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Ed. How you doing, Ed?
How's it going, boys and girls? Man, it seems like it's been forever, Peter Brown, because this. I haven't seen you since last year, as a matter of fact.
I know. It's been a whole year
since last year.
Since last year, right?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you had a good New Year and holiday season. I know you had some family things, but hopefully at the end of the day, you still found a way to have a good holiday.
Well, we tried. You know, we did have a death in the family, unfortunately, and right during Christmas time, we had to do a quick trip to South America. So in a good way, you know, we were able to at least spend some time with the family. So I guess that was a good part.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it was nice and relaxing time here at the Brown household. Had a lot of family over, all that kind of good stuff. So,
did you get any presents, Peter Brown?
No, I did not. But here's the thing. My wife. Oh, hang on. I take that back. I did get one present from my daughter. Let me grab it. I thought it was really cool. Check this out, Ed. It is. How do I get this in the? There we go.
Nice.
It's paper.
Wow.
It's a paper model. Like you put it together. It's paper.
Nice. That is really cool. There's a mosquito in here.
It's kind of like, you know, if you took Legos, but you did it in paper.
Nice.
And that was it. That was the extent of my presents because, you know, I have a tendency, Ed. I don't know if you're like me. I have a tendency of when I want something, I just go out and buy it. I want an Xbox. I don't wait for the holidays. I just go out and buy it, you know, which I did.
You got loot like you do, you know.
Yeah. Rolling in here at the Futbol Miami TV mansion.
Well, I got to tell you, my wife actually loves me.
Yeah, I got to hear about this.
Proof that my wife loves me because look what she bought me, Peter Brown. Look at that beauty.
Nice.
Look at that.
I'm jealous. I still need to get a pair of those.
Man, I don't know where she found it, but she found it. And yeah, dude, they're nice.
Did you put them on yet? No, you haven't even put them on yet. You haven't even tied the ties.
No, man, I'm treating these things like
so
keeping them in condition. I might wear like plastic over them when we're going through the parking lot.
Yeah.
Just
yeah. No. Hang on. Slow down there, Ed. Those are not game day shoes.
Where else I'm going to wear them?
Around town, when you just want to look cool. But I don't think that's my biggest gripe. I want the shoes. I'm going to get those shoes, right? Eventually. As long as they don't sell out any in the near future. Yeah, there you go. Hug and love them. But
my wife loves me.
but because they're light in color, those don't work well when you're walking through a gravel park lot that tends to have puddles in it and all that kind of stuff. So it's not going to work for game day shoes. They're more like, these are my dress shoes. Like, I'm going to go out for dinner wearing those kind of shoes.
Gonna have to, Peter Brown.
Because, I mean, I don't know if you're like me, Ed. I don't really do dress up. Those kind of shoes and a nice pair of jeans is dress up for me.
Don't you use Messi's passing me my
oh,
coffee?
There she goes.
Thank you, Miss. Don't you use Messi? She's the best. Over here at Futbol Miami TV Cafe, we get coffee while Peter gets his girly drinks.
Yeah. That's busy. All right. Well, before we get too far, let's everybody. We got off on a wild tangent, which I've missed the tangents. I think we needed this last year. I think we stopped going on so many different tangents. We were like Tangent City, but then we started doing the Nerd Show, which kind of took care of the tangents, and then we stopped doing it. We need some nonsense again, and I like it. But before we get too far into that nonsense, we do have to say a big thank you to our sponsors. And let's start off with Caneswear, which is where you need to go to get all your Inter Miami gear. I'm not sure if they have those shoes, but they do have everything you see here. And they will have the new jerseys when they come in. They'll even have the new third kit jersey, which we will talk about tonight. They've got a great Messi selection. And here's the deal. They have the best prices in town. You know, you go to the stadium, you're going to spend a little bit more than if you go to Caneswear. And go to Caneswear. They're located in Davie, Florida, just south of 595 on University Drive. Or go to caneswear.com. All orders over $99 shipped for free. So caneswear.com if it's a little bit too far for you to drive. And also, we want to say a big thank you to
Mia Rodrigues, Peter. She's the goat of all realtors in South Florida. That girl is on TV. She's famous. She's actually looking for people to contact her if you guys want to be on her show, The American Dream. Oh, wait, it was there. There you go. There's a casting call for The American Dream. Just give her a call. You can email her or contact her, and she will. If you got any type of property, it's a business or just a house that you want to sell, you can be on her TV show. So go check that out and try to contact her. Or if you want to invest in South Florida, she's the person to go to. You got to talk to Mia Rodrigues, guys.
Absolutely. I follow her on social media and everything, and so I'm seeing all the houses that she's touring and all that kind of stuff. She's got some good properties around. What I've seen so far of around Broward. I'm not sure if she does Dade County as well, but
reach out and check out her videos. She's on, I think, all the social medias.
Yep.
So check it out.
All right, and as always, get busy in the chat. We're going to say hi to you guys that are in the chat. I know there's a few questions in there already, but before we get to any kind of questions, let's say hello to those of you that are in the chat. Ed, are you prepared for that, or should I get going?
I got to get my phone, so you're going to have to do it, Peter. Don't hate me. I thought I had everything.
All right, no worries. First person I see in the chat, and if you were here before that, say hello a little bit lower down, and that is our buddy Sports Shorts. He agrees with the thumbnail. Messi is from another planet. Ed, before we go too far, after we say hello to everybody, I've got questions. We got to talk about that thumbnail. Magdalena Pacheco, if I'm saying that right, is here as well. Everybody's favorite pot stirrer, Louis Rodrigues. Happy 2024 to you. Loves stirring that pot. Jose Velasquez is here. Happy New Year. Inter Miami does not have defenders. I think that's another topic for tonight that we need to dive into a little bit. The best photographer in South Florida, Chris Arjun, is here as well. He also is a bit of a pot stirrer, a little sarcasm to his comments in social media.
Mr. Sarcasm himself.
One World, One Goal. Wouldn't be a new year without One World, One Goal. She's here as well. Denny's Mark Silva says hello to you, Ed.
How you doing, bud? Thanks for joining us from Brazil.
Patrick Barnhill, Happy New Year to you. Baldwin is here as well.
All right.
Francisco Garcia, welcome.
Hey.
Steve Munoz, welcome.
Buenas noches, Steve.
Guyver is here as well. One of our Patreon members. And Patrick is saying he also got the shoes so we can all match. We can go matchy match. Twinsies.
That'll be a good one. We got to do that.
I try to do that once in a while with my daughter. She doesn't want to participate. Jay Vasquez likes your shoes as well. He's checking in. Uh-oh. Your brother's here, Ed.
Whoa, foosball. That's my bro. And he doesn't like foosball.
Okay.
To play soccer with me, so he hated me.
Susio is checking in through Facebook as well. Happy New Year to you guys, to you as well.
Dirty Sanchez.
One question before we go too far is I do want to see, since I was talking about Caneswear, Steve Munoz says, Peter, does Caneswear have a date for the New Jersey release? No, they do not, because they can't release a date when the team or the league has not released a date yet either. So I do know that they did tell me that they will the third kit that we're going to talk. I want to talk jersey tonight. I wanted to do that, but we have so many topics. I asked Ed for a couple pictures, and he just vomited every kind of subject matter you could think of at me. There's too much. There's too much. We're not going to even get to them all. There's no way. But I did find out that the third kit, the third jersey, you should expect somewhere in the summer. I don't think they're releasing that until the summer, the third kit. But the new pink jersey, I would assume, you would hope that Caneswear would have it late February, early March, but they've been screwed. I'll be honest with you. Caneswear has been screwed before by Adidas and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes the small stores get screwed. And that's where it's like you really want to support the small business like a Caneswear. But they have gotten screwed before by Adidas and like your bigger outlets and your other get it first. Obviously, Inter Miami themselves will get it first. And then it goes out to everybody else. So no idea as far as
Peter, because I gave away a lot of stuff. I went to Ecuador. I had all these hats gone. Every Inter Miami hat I ever owned is gone. All I got is a Southern Legion one. So I need to go stock up at Caneswear.
All right. You said hats?
All my hats are gone.
I got a bunch of hats, but I was thinking, I'm on the Caneswear website, and I'm on the MLS store website all the time, because sometimes it'll show up there first and then into Caneswear second. But and right now the Inter Miami store only has like 2 hats available. I'm waiting for the new look. Like, this is my favorite one, this trucker hat kind of thing. This is my favorite one I've got.
It's a nice one.
But I'm looking forward to. I'm a hat guy. I'm looking forward to the new ones that come out.
I need to cover up this melon.
Yeah, this ball dome. Yeah, you don't want to get sunburn on those shaded seats that we have.
There we go.
Hey, Susio in the chat is saying that he's got a pair of men's size 7 for sale. If anybody is interested, inbox him. A little LOL though, so I don't know. So Ed. Oh, here also somebody else checking in here late. Richard Greenberg up there in Toronto, freezing his buttocks off.
Freezing. Richard, did you get one of these beauties? I know you're a Toronto fan, but these are nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, if you haven't done so already, you can call us 786-474-4435. Leave a voicemail. We'll get to that in a bit. Let me check here. No voicemails yet. I'm usually expected to have at least one from one world, one goal. I mean,
what's up, people? Plus, let's talk about aliens, Peter Brown.
Aliens, Ed. Why in the world do we have a photo and a title of the show? Look, you mentioned to me, I asked you for a title idea. You mentioned this before we even talking about the title idea. You threw out some things that were happening in Miami, and I'll be honest, maybe it's my age, maybe it's me showing my age, but I looked at one of the videos, and I just said, I don't care, and I think I even wrote to you like, I don't have time for this. I just don't. I had no interest. So
you're not a believer, Peter.
Okay, so why
not be other life?
Why does this soccer show have a title and a subject matter about an alien? And why?
Well,
what's going on?
Well, this happened at Bayside. I don't know if you saw the videos. It's all over. There you go. All over.
Somebody was prepared.
I guess so. There was, look at all that craziness. Tons of cops. There was like 100 police cars, all over South Florida. Supposedly there was a riot, but somebody, when the whole darn tootin' thing happened, started saying, it was some religious guy too. One of those conspiracy guys started saying it wasn't about the riot because there was only like 20 kids or whatever. He was saying it was about aliens. They were running because there were aliens walking
Something
around
to do
in
with
Bayside.
a shadow of an alien?
That's the only video that I've seen, and then I've seen all these other ones that are like old videos of these creatures, walking around on all fours or six legs or whatever.
So this was
But
at Bayside, right?
Bayside, Peter, my theory is they wanted to get those messy burgers at Hard Rock.
So there's the thumbnail.
There you go. That's my theory.
So Messi, the aliens were going to Bayside to get that Messi burger. And now Ed and I both had the Messi burger and the Messi chicken sandwich. Burger was better than the chicken sandwich.
Burger better. Well, we
Ed, we might need to do a part 2 on that video, but do it at the Guitar Hotel, the Hard Rock here in Broward. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's better.
Yeah. Well, Peter, my whole thing is, I think that's why they went, because, Messi's out of this world anyway. So, they wanted...
Bit of an alien himself.
They heard that they had the Messi burger, so they went over there to look for him. And, of course, he wasn't there. He was in Argentina, I think. I think he's back now, though.
Ash Pretem says they're called undocumented immigrants now. Be politically correct, Ed. They're not called aliens anymore.
They might. Ash, you might be onto something.
That's funny. That's good. I like that, Ash. That's good.
Well, there's things that are coming out now that supposedly the airport was closed. I mean, all these things are coming out, Peter.
Yeah.
Now.
All right, conspiracy. The Pablo Galasso says aliens told me to pre-order the license plate so it will finally go into production. Where are we at with that license plate, Ed?
We got to look that up when you got a chance, Peter Brown. Yeah, guys, you got to put in like a deposit. I think Peter's done it. I never did it.
You haven't done it? It's $30.
Don't hate me, Peter. I totally forgot.
Holy cow, Ed! It's only $30-something to do it.
I got to do it.
I'm looking it up right now. Pre-sale data. Where are we at? We got to get to 3,000. Well, we're in third place. Here, let's see if we can pull this up. Right now we are. Oops, I got to fix. I'm not in here. Why is my image not in here?
Yeah, not there, Peter. But I'm here. Don't worry, people. You can see my beautiful face. But yeah, look at that. We're beating Dan Marino on campus. Beating Rotary too. That's a big deal.
Oh, I'm giving away the secrets.
Oh man, look at that. Where's your office? Oh, the brick.
Giving away the secrets.
There you go. There you go.
Giving away the secrets. Some people actually think this is a real set.
Conspiracies, man. Conspiracies, I tell you.
All right. So yeah, Kiss United, whatever that is in the lead. We need 3,000. We've jumped up a lot. We have a little over 1,000 pre-sales done. But we need 3,000. Still need 1,943. Ed, you're partially to blame for this. I can't believe you have not done this yet.
Yeah, man, but don't you worry, Peter Brown. 1,944 after tonight.
That is nuts, though. That's so it's taken this long to get it done. I don't know how long. I think Orlando City has gotten theirs approved, but they've been a team longer. So, they've had longer to do this. I'm curious in how long it took them to get it pushed through. The thing, if they would say Inter Miami /Messi on there, I think it would have been done already. Because, you got to say it. Messi, he's got some pull, dude. I mean, if aliens are coming down to look for him, he'll get us on the other side. Yeah, my bad. I agree with Pablo. Shame, Ed.
My bad. I wish I had his hair though. A long hair. He looks like Jesus.
Yeah. So all right. So that's why tonight we're talking about aliens. But really, there's so many other things to talk about, Ed.
Where do we start, Peter?
Well,
let's do it.
I mean, one of the things I wanted to start with is not this. But let me go find one of my photos that I really wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about two. First, because this is fun to me, is jerseys. Because we could talk about players and all that stuff all day, but the thoughts on this is the leak for the new jersey. Now, we saw an earlier leak. I don't know if we showed it on this channel or not, but it looked more like salmon colored, and it really irritated me because I'm big into branding, and that's partially because of what I do for a living. You know, Mike V saying, you started on time? No, New Year's resolution. Guys, look, the Sunday night show starts on time every week.
I was going to say that.
Because I run that show. I mean, the Monday show is, you know, it's ish. It's ish. It's in the title, ish.
9-ish.
Ish.
Yeah. After 9, guys.
So anyways, this shirt and other people saying what we should start talking about. Esteban Mejia said we should start talking about the kit. So here we are. So my biggest gripe about that more salmon colored one was that it's salmon. Let's stick with a pink. Now, this team took a while to get to the pink that is their pink. And to me, the last pink jersey is their pink. The first year, Adidas said, hey, we basically need time to kind of get your color. It's not, they got to make it. So we had a very, very light pink that first year. But so this is a little more in line with what some people have called that Pepto-Bismol pink. What do you think, Ed? What are your thoughts on this kit?
Well, the first thing I thought, and I mentioned it, I think it was Don Cafecito, Steven Munoz's Twitter. The pattern it kind of looks like Aquaman movie yet.
Yeah, I didn't see it yet.
Kind of has that pattern, of course, in different colors, like, Aquaman color or whatever it is, greenish or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of got that thing going. And then somebody on that same Twitter feed sent, somebody cutting through salmon. So it kind of looks like salmon, man. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I get that. I like the pattern. The pattern to me makes the shirt because otherwise it's a very plain shirt. The color's good. I'm happy about the color.
And also, the mannequin is, pretty ripped, so it makes
it looks like me.
Yeah.
Don't sound so convinced there. There was another picture floating around, but I saw it a while ago, but I couldn't find it today. Another picture of it on a more normal mannequin, skinny still, but more normal mannequin, not ripped. You get an idea for it. But
chubby like me with this cherubic body. I mean, it's a more general American thing.
Yeah, the sports shorts saying, I don't like the logos all in a line. And that's what a lot of people have been complaining about. Now, I agree, but I don't think it's that big a deal like some people are trying to make it. Other teams have done this. I'm pretty sure, LAFC did it this last year. And anybody that's going to say, hey, Adidas needs, there needs to be more variety. We're working with Adidas. One manufacturer makes the entire league. You're going to end up having basically the same shirt on 3 or 4 different teams with different colors. It's just reality.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Right. And so I know the centered look, LAFC had it last year. I'm pretty sure in years past, at least Philadelphia might have had it as well. But theirs made sense because they have a stripe down the middle. So I don't hate it. But I agree with what Ash is saying here, is the Royal Caribbean logo is just, in my opinion, a little too big. He's saying too large. I'm just saying it's a little too big. It should be reduced a little bit. If you got a big old belly, that's going to look like a big old anchor.
That's what I was thinking too, Peter. That's why I wanted a mannequin more, real
portly
life type. Yeah, more, Uncle Ed Cherub look.
Hey, have you noticed when you go to like stores now, you go to like a Target, you don't see as many mannequins like this. I'm seeing, I know, like I've seen for a little while now, plus size or more normal size women mannequins. That's been a thing for a little while. But recently, when I was out Christmas shopping, I saw that they have the same thing now for men. They've got like, average size man mannequins at like Target, Macy's, all these kind of stores. So, Adidas is not up on that.
Yeah, the thing there is, you're right. If you got a nice little beer belly going, that's going to show off,
It'll be 3D for us beer drinkers, according to Susio. Mike V says, I'm slim thick. This doesn't fit me. They make it in larger sizes. They'll make it in larger sizes.
But yeah, I mean,
Jay Velasquez jumping in.
I'm still going to get my money, Peter.
Yeah, I'm still buying it. Jay Velasquez likes this leak more than the first leak. Have you seen the latest leak on the third jersey, which we will get to in a minute? Tribute to the Dolphins. Man, it's ugly. No Dolphins colors, please. Okay, all right. We'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, I'm a fan of this shirt. I probably will buy it. And then so since we were just talking about it, let's bring that one up. The Dolphins shirt.
Oh, look at that.
So this is a leak that came out as well. So those of you that don't like it because it has dolphin colors, I don't care. I like it. Colors wise, I have issues with this shirt, but the colors I definitely like. I think we've got it here as well with Messi wearing it. That looks like a video game version of Messi there, but yeah. But
I like the idea that they're doing stuff like that. As a tribute to the Dolphins or whatever. I think it's pretty cool. It's a third kit.
It's a third kits are meant to have fun with, to pay tribute to your city, to pay tribute to something else, and I like it. It pays tribute to, look, the Dolphins are a big part of South Florida history, whether you like them or not. Some of you guys just may not like the Dolphins, and that's fine. What I don't like about this, I'll say something in just a second. What I don't like about it is these big plasticky looking orange and white patches on the shoulders. That looks hideous.
Yeah. Looks kind of hurried or something.
Yeah. What looks really cool are kind of the ringer sleeves on the bottom. That looks very football-y. I like that. And so Susio is saying, but why? Why would they do it for us? It's a tribute to South Florida sports. The Dolphins came first. It's a tribute. You have fun with it. Now, here's the thing. I've heard from two different sources, this ain't it. So, we're going deep on it being the Dolphins. And you might want to stick with that theme. If you don't like it being the Dolphins, sorry. But from what I'm hearing from two different sources, this leak is not the jersey. So it could be better. This is something that was out on Footy Headlines. Footy Headlines usually gets it right. But this is, from what I've heard, this is not 100% accurate. Could be close.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind, but yeah, I really don't like the design too much. But anything Inter Miami, I'm probably gonna buy. So, unless it's like incredibly hideous.
Yeah, and if you're not a Dolphins fan, I get it. You won't like it. I am a Dolphins fan, so I'm all about it. I always felt this. You may not really like this, folks. I always thought that this should have been our colors from day one. I like the idea, and I think there's a few sports cities that have done this kind of thing. I like the idea where every sports team or most of the sports teams in the city share the same colors. Maybe different variations, but I like it. Think about this. You had the Dolphins with this color scheme. Then you had the Marlins that had a similar color scheme, just a little bit different tones. We should have done the same thing. I'm just saying. But we ended up with pink, so I'm fine with pink. It's fine. Pink. It's fine. So, anyways, like it or not, I don't think that jersey is sticking around. Susio is saying his sources, Facebook source, says a pink one isn't it either, and that he really likes the one they've come up with. So Susio's got a source on Facebook. We can always trust those internet sources.
Yeah. Well, Susio's kind of...
But Susio knows people. He knows people. He's a likable kind of guy. He sure talks with a lot of people. Jay Vasquez on that Dolphins shirt says, like the Dolphins, but Inter Miami MLS doesn't need to ride the NFL coattails. Take some elements, but not all out teal and orange. Again, it's just a third kit. They'll wear it a few times a year. Other teams have done, remember when Seattle did their pink kit? They did black and pink.
Yep.
When we announced we were doing black and pink, they came out with a black and pink shirt before we did, as kind of like their third kit. So teams play around with those colors.
Trying to steal our thunder.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ed, I asked for voicemail, so there's so many other topics to jump into that we need to jump into. But before we go too far down that line, let's go to a voicemail, and you can leave a voicemail at 786-474-4435. I don't know where my sound effect is for voicemail, so we're just going to go right to it.
Let's do it.
Hey, Peter and Uncle Ed and all the great fans, old and new. Happy New Year. I'm calling in per Peter's request, so thank you for missing me. I was busy with watching some of the Golden Globe stuff and the PBS and doing chick stuff. And I'm like, oh, my God, the guys are back already. Awesome. So, yeah, this jersey deal, well, it was a little way too pink before. It's still kind of pink, but it looks like really hot on that mannequin because you got to be like pretty ripped. Of course, my Diego Serna 17 will look good in that. So it's like a clingy kind of material, which is how they're sort of making them now. And they actually kind of need to make another style that's more like fan friendly or kid friendly, or I mean, it depends on the situate that anchor. Which I know the new ownership is, especially when the Moss family came in, obviously they're pretty good friends with all these different, companies like Royal Caribbean, who originally were completely against us building a stadium, and the team are now going to be rumored to be our sponsor. So that's pretty wild, even though I wanted Publix. But I think that in general, this center thing will take a while, but once you get used to it, it's not that bad. The dolphin mock-up one is really amazing looking. Again, we're not friends with, Ross that owns the Dolphins, because there was a whole issue that they wouldn't let us play at Joe Robbie, which is how we ended up having to build Drive Pink. And of course, they wanted to keep, things in-house and have their own stadium for things like parking and concessions and have our colors. So it is very smart business to pull up the Dolphin colors, because that way you can have a big game over there, like a U.S. Open Cup or a preseason or something. There'll be reasons that you want to have a game at the bigger stadium, and they must have made up and become friends with Ross, who owns the Dolphins, and be able to hold events there. So it's kind of a new world for our look, our sponsors, and I think once you get used to it, it's actually going to be really cool. It's a little bright, though, and the shoes don't match. That stresses me out. But they do have a really cool black shoe with pink stripes, also on Adidas website, in the same category. It's actually a shoe for like racquetball or something. It's not as thick as the soccer indoor shoe. I forget what handball it is, actually, for the game of handball, not handball when you get a red card, which is a bad word in our house. Anyway, love you guys. Love the show.
All right. Thanks a lot, One World. Thanks for replying to the request. She likes the Dolphins idea.
I think it's just another way to make more money. These football fans are probably, American football fans are probably going to be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let's support, let's buy,
I mean, it's no different than like, I don't remember. I think it was Barcelona that had like a neon yellow shirt some years back. I mean, like you see European clubs do a shirt that makes no sense to their color scheme. And that's what a third kit is. And this, it's paying tribute to another team. I think Sports Shorts, sorry, it said that would be cool if it was Miami Vice colors. That would be great. But I mean, our pink is already kind of a Miami Vice. All they need to introduce the blue. So they could play with that, but it wouldn't be that much different, I guess, in a sense. They have already, they had a little hint of blue here and there in their color scheme in the past, but that was only because of Marcelo Claure. He pushed for that, and you've noticed in the recent versions of the kits, it's gone.
It's gone.
Even though before it was still a hidden thing, it was like on the inside of the shirt and the inside of the collar, things like that, but it was still there, and that gives you a little bit of that Miami Vice feel. But Ed, what else? What else is on your mind tonight? What else is on the mind? I know one thing that people were talking about: defenders, Ed.
Oh, and there is a lack of defenders, but there's one. I don't know where you're going, but
you got to give me a minute.
Okay.
to go there, but yeah, there
were a couple of defenders they've been talking about, but then they've also talked about apparently the Gregory deal.
Oh yeah,
is kind of not happening. It seems.
It does sound like that might be the case.
But I believe is a team that's interested in him. I think he played for them before. Inter Miami, I think, are asking like $3 million for him, but it's not working out apparently from what we hear.
But that's good. They shouldn't just give away their players. I mean, he's one of our best players, so they should put a high price tag on him. I don't want to see him go. So I'm glad that if they're going to get rid of him, we're going to make some money on him. But speaking of players that they did get rid of, and they hopefully made some money on, and that's LGP here. Now people may forget that LGP was an Inter Miami player because he's been gone for a season.
Yeah,
but he was still our player technically.
And and he's been playing really well with River Plate, as a matter of fact, in Argentina. He's a starter, and he's good enough, I guess, for them to consider actually putting some money up for him. I think his contract, he still had another year of a contract with us. From what we hear, Tata wanted him to play for Inter Miami. He wanted him because he's a good defender, but he decided to stay. I guess it has a lot to do. And River had an option, so I don't know if that precedes, the coach's, hopes and dreams. But we're gonna lose him. I think I hear it's for like $500,000 or something.
Mike V is actually putting in the amount here, saying he's pissed about it. That LGP is $1.2 million on the loan, but $300,000 for the sale. So they only made $300,000 for the sale, which is a total of $1.5 million total if you count in the fact that they paid for the loan stuff. So we're not making a bunch of money on him, but look, he wasn't figured into it anyways. I know that Tata was pushing for him, but obviously, Tata has some control, but not all of it. Chris Henderson, who actually I need to reach out to. We're going to try to get him on. No promises, but we're going to try to get him on.
Right.
I do have his contact information. So
all right,
I got his phone number. Baldwin mentioning also they got $300,000 for LGP. So I have no problem. I'm not pissed about him going. I'm okay with it. I don't want to bring back any of the old. I want a fresh start. I want in with the new. But I do have concerns, Ed, because they keep talking about these other players that are coming in that, there's some defense with some of these players, but Julian Gressel, he can play defender, but he's quite often more of a midfielder.
Yeah, he's a multi-role player, which is good. He could play in the midfield. I think he could possibly play. If they don't bring back Dixon Arroyo, he could play that position, which we need.
I almost see him more in that Yedlin position, kind of the defender that is also a midfielder. He's pushed up a lot, but is going to have to haul back to defend.
He's on that right. Yeah, he's good on that right-hand side. He's also he played as a center defender. So he's, like I said, he's multi-role. He does a lot of stuff. He can occupy a lot of spaces. We need players like that can do different roles, and he's younger.
And we're hearing it's a done deal.
Mm-hmm.
We are hearing it's a done deal.
So it's pretty much, yeah, we're hearing it's going to happen. So, like I said, he's going to occupy any space really, and towards the
But
back, towards the
how good
midfield.
of I always when I see now here's the thing too. Concerns I have about Julian Gressel, he's been on a lot of teams in a short period of time. I think his best year was what in Atlanta, helped them win a championship. But then he's been to DC, he's been to Vancouver, more recently with Columbus. I don't know if there was anybody else in there as well, but he's bounced around quite a bit. I'm not sure. I think it's one of those guys that kind of peaked early, and he isn't quite living up to the hype anymore. So that I do have concerns especially if we're overpaying for him. But I like the idea. But how good of a defender is he?
Well, that's the thing.
We need defenders.
He's been under Tata too, so Tata knows what he can do. So I'm hoping he brings the best out of Julian. Julian's actually born in Germany, Peter.
I know. I saw that. I was reading up a little bit more about him. I remember just watching him play, but I didn't know a whole lot about him. So I'm watching some things in the chat, and so I want to bring up some other images that you gave me. This guy was seen in Miami, Ed.
Dixon
Arroyo.
Yeah, it looks like he's in town. Must be in town for something. I heard that from Ecuador that he is. A lot of teams are actually trying to go after him. I think he wants to play in Miami before heading back to South America. But I know Barcelona of Ecuador is also going to tour over here. I think he's going to head to. You see, there you go. Mike V saying that he might sign for Barcelona. Dixon still has an apartment or a house over here. I don't know Barcelona. Like I was saying, I think they're going to do a preseason training in Tampa, so maybe he's just over here to do that, and then and that'll probably be it. But his Instagram still says he's with Inter Miami, so I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I think so. They when they did not renew his contract, it was clear in all the things that I read that it's not when they don't renew your contract, it does not mean you're totally gone. It just mean they need to rework it, and they didn't renew that contract. I think they're keeping him in limbo right now, which sucks for him, I guess, because they're waiting to see what happens to Gregory. I think if they sell Gregory, they're bringing back Arroyo.
Yeah, he's a good defensive midfielder. The only real defensive midfielder we have, because everybody else is
a good enough job.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not as good as Gregory in my opinion, but he did a good enough job in that position too. So I think that's it.
They're holding him in limbo. I like that, Peter. I think you're right.
Mike V comment, or my thing is not. The issue is that he comes back into the mix because they aren't able to attract other players. Maybe to your point, but I think he is the backup for a cheaper backup for Gregory, which frees up money for them to kind of go after some defenders. Like, I don't know, maybe this guy that people, how old is he? He's like 100?
He's like 100 years old, Peter. He plays for Botafogo. He's
Victor Cuesta? Right?
Yeah, he's 35 years old. I don't know if that's he's a tall, big
center back, defender. And we do need that.
We do need it. I don't know if he's still, I haven't seen any videos of him. So I don't know. Maybe Chris Henderson's been looking at this guy for a while, and he thinks he might be the answer. But we've already got old defenders, so that's what I'm worried about. We need speed back there. We need.
But if you're gonna go old on defense, center back is the one you go old on. Right. Well, your center back stays back a little bit more than say your wings. So your center back can get around. I like what Chris. Again, remember I said Chris likes to put sarcastic commentary. 35 years old is young for Inter Miami. He ain't wrong.
Yes, we got some old time.
That's one of the things that kind of gets to me a little bit is, MLS has worked so hard for so long to get their reputation out of that whole retirement league thing. MLS was known as being a retirement league for so many years. And they worked so hard creating the U22 initiative, creating all these different things to kind of bring in young players. And here we are, Inter Miami, going, screw that. We're going retirement league, and we're hopefully gonna win trophies with the retirement league philosophy. Now we already did win one, so technically you could say we've done it. But I'm always a fan of the younger players, and then you mix in one or two. Messi is that one, right? But not 5, 6, 7. Look, we haven't even touched on the long preseason that's happening. That's over here.
They announced a new game, Peter.
They did announce a new game, but before we even get to that, they're going on a tour that, the one thing Inter Miami's doing, has any other MLS team, I'm curious, anybody in the chat knows, has any other MLS team really gone on a tour in the way that European clubs do? You always hear about your Manchester Uniteds, your Barcelonas, your Liverpools, and all that going on tours. They come to the United States, they go to Japan or China, wherever. They go on these big tours. It's a big money-making tour for them, help sell their brand. You don't really hear about MLS teams going on tour. They play a game here or there. We're doing a full-on tour, going to Al Hilal, Al Nasir, then going to Japan, I think it is, for Vissel Kobe. Then back here in Miami playing Newell's Old Boys, Messi's original team or childhood club. And then there was a new game announced. Let me see if I could find that image here as well. There was
game wasn't there, right?
What's that? Yeah, there's one game that wasn't there, and that is the Dallas game, which has been announced on January 22nd, which fits right. That's interesting. Our first game of the season is February 20. Okay, January 20. I'm getting my months mixed up, Ed. So this comes after we play the Newell's Old Boys. So a week later, after we're back home, we're traveling to Dallas. They're playing in the Cotton Bowl. So that's like, what are those? 100,000 seat stadiums? I mean, that's a giant stadium in Texas.
That one, Peter Brown.
What's that?
They're making money on that one.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with Sucio, is too many games for my liking. Depth is so important. When we talk about those European clubs going on these European tours or going on these world tours, they have a much deeper lineup than MLS teams do. They have unlimited funds basically to go and fill their rosters with a lot of players that we don't have that.
Yeah, and I think everybody's worried something could happen to Messi or one of our top four. Now we got basically a Mount Rushmore of great players with Suarez, Alba, and Sergio, and of course Messi. Man, any of these four guys gets hurt, it could totally change the look of our team.
And this guy is likely to get hurt, and I've been saying it a lot. I know. Just like he's saying, shh. That is my concern about him as far as his health long term, and this depth. I mean, here's the thing: if they're putting a game in the Cotton Bowl, they're expecting Messi, Suarez at least to play. At least Messi. They're expecting Messi to play. If for whatever reason Messi gets an injury in Japan and can't play in this game in the Cotton Bowl, you're going to see a lot of Texans very upset. And they carry weapons in Texas. Just sure saying. Do. I'm just saying. You don't want to get them Cowboys upset.
Yeah, man, it's worse than the aliens in Miami. I'll tell you that much. But they're going to make a lot of money on that Cotton Bowl game, and there will be a lot of definitely angry people if Messi doesn't play.
The expectation is he's playing in all of these preseason games. They only schedule these games because Messi. So, he's going to play. I agree with, here you go, Mike V saying, I think Messi is only going to play about 45 minutes in each of those games. And if he plays 45 minutes, I think you got your money's worth.
Yeah, I think that's what they got to shoot for, 45 minutes, and then get the guy out because we don't want him to get hurt. And he doesn't have to, show off or anything. Give him a couple of free kicks, and we're good. And call it a night.
It's a busy schedule. Oh, yeah, right. No One World, One Goal said on that schedule, El Salvador is not on there as either. That's another game that's in there. I forgot. Yeah, because it's not listed on their website.
More games.
But that is another game. She is right. Sucio does not, he's watching on Facebook, by the way. He does not understand the Salvador game. Where's the money there? What do we get out of that game? What do you think, Ed?
I think it's there must be some connection there. Salvador is supposedly now one of the safest countries in Latin America, and they want to prove it, I guess. Trying to attract more more visitors to El Salvador, and that's probably one way of doing it. Saying, hey guys, we're getting Messi, all these great players, exposure, I guess for Central America. That's one of the games that I was like scratching my head about because I was like El Salvador, but there's got to be a reason.
Esteban saying that Inter Miami might bring along Inter Miami CF2 players as well. They can play anybody they want in the preseason. They have to just narrow their roster down by a certain time. I forgot what that date is, but there's a certain date that they have to get their roster down before the season starts, which is literally days before the season starts. So they can.
One of the things, Peter, I think is like I don't care. Make them play 45 minutes. Actually, the big four or the Fantastic Four is what El Oso says. Marco calls them, have them play the first 45 minutes and then put all the Inter Miami 2 players in there. I don't care if we lose every single one of those friendly games, but we got to save Messi for all the games that we've got lined up, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a money. This is all about money. Francisco Garcia is saying it's a bad preseason. Miami's starting to train in the Arab teams in midseason. Yeah. We're likely to lose some of those games. It's preseason. It's all about money. This is how, and I'm curious. I wish we could find out. I wish, there's several people out there on Twitter and things like that are, Inter Miami reporters and, dig deep. There's some that are really, really good. I would like for those people to kind of dig in and find out how much does Inter Miami make on this preseason tour. What are they making out of this? It's got to be a boatload of money, I would imagine. I don't know, but money to go play, but also I guess it's also selling jerseys in El Salvador, in Japan. It's all about the marketing of the brand, but they got to be making, this is kind of how they're making their money back with having Messi. They want to be a worldwide brand, and I always kind of argue about that. And it's like, first, you need to be a local brand. There's still so many people down here that don't know that who the team is, but I think Messi kind of fixed that. So, I think Ed might have frozen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, but I don't see you moving, but I can hear you.
Somebody called me, and I'm on I'm still on though. I'm still on.
You're still here, but your image will refresh at some point. Hopefully, we can hear you. The boy BS says he have to play the full game against Al Nassr. Maybe since that's his arch rivals team. Possibly with CR7 here. Ashper team saying Avila's will body check CR7. Yeah, so there's that. Is that you, Ed? Are you ringing?
It's me. Bad
Ed
timing.
screen's gone black here at the end of the show, but we could still hear him. Mike V is adding some commentary. Fee plus portion of tickets, no jersey sales, because everyone will buy knockoffs, especially since we are playing in a lot of countries that actually make the jerseys. Funny but true about the jerseys. So you think the fee? Yeah, but I'm curious what that fee is. I'm curious what they make in those tours, because you figure that tour needs to definitely be worth. That tour needs to be worth whatever it's going to cost them, because at the end of the day, when they go and they start playing some of these games here just days after. So our first game of the season, weirdly, starts on a Wednesday against Salt Lake City.
That's weird.
At Drive Pink, which is just a week after we play Newell's Old Boy, and actually maybe a week after we play Dallas. But it's a busy season, because we've got League's Cup. They tried to get out. We could talk about a whole show about this. The league tried to get out of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Open Cup. That didn't work.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is about that is they wanted to play their two players. You could just call up all your two players and play them anyways, and just call it the first team. Doesn't really matter.
That's true.
Which is what they'll probably end up doing.
That's probably what they're going to do.
Yeah. Baldwin is saying Real Salt Lake, not Salt Lake City. What's the difference? Isn't Salt Lake?
Tomato.
What's that?
Tomato.
Yeah. Doesn't Real Salt Lake play in Salt Lake City or in the outskirts of Salt Lake City? I don't know.
Exactly.
Anyways. Chris Arjun saying the bootleg Chinese kits, $29.99. Jerseys will make a killing. In all honesty, I am curious what the knockoff jerseys will look like this next season. I have in a lot of our game day vlogs, I have focused on the counterfeiters. Some people get mad at me when I focus on the counterfeiters. That I should just leave them alone and let them do their thing. I'm not stopping anybody from doing anything, but I do like to shed some light on it, because I find it interesting, and I'm curious in what they'll look like, because some of those knockoffs in the beginning did not look very good, but at the end, those pink ones looked pretty good.
There were some good ones, and then they looked like the real McCoys.
And the price, I talked to a guy one time. He told me the price kind of varied depending on whether they won or lost.
I was there. It makes sense.
I think he was selling them for like $25 maybe because they lost, and he said it would have been like 40 or 50 if they won. So I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Baldwin saying they don't play in Salt Lake City. Anyways, they got rid of all their DPs, so their roster should be fun for the Fab Four in South Florida. All right.
As long as
Tracker jumping in here saying, my issue with the jerseys is I don't have the body shape, so the jersey's going to look uglier on average Joe like me. Well, Tracker, get in the gym, go on a diet, or just buy a bigger size. So about that though, a lot of us like to get the authentic jerseys, but those authentic jerseys are intended for people that have muscles. They're intended for those players. It is authentic. The replicas are really built for us. They're really built for Tracker saying, you get in the gym. No, you know what I do? I just choose to diet. I don't like the gym either. I hate the gym. I just diet. I don't eat. That's all. I just don't eat. So, but yeah, the replicas are really they're not quite as tight fitting. They're a little thicker as well. They're not usually as see-through, but they don't come with all the cool patches and all that kind of stuff that we want. That's the kind of problem with it. Like Chris says, the replicas, I guess he's assuming, are built for dad bodies.
Yep. Like us.
Here you go. Mike V just rejoined CrossFit so he could wear the authentic jersey. All the gyms are busy right now. It's the beginning of the year. They're all busy.
They're going to empty out soon.
Tracker continuing. Oh, I got muscle. It's underneath there somewhere. Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm a little thin, but I definitely have no muscle. It's weakness. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I think we had so many topics, Ed, to talk about that I don't think we touched on half of them. But it was a fun back to work, back to the fun Inter Miami conversation here for 2024. Looking forward to it this year with you guys, with you, Ed. It's going to be fun. We've got the Spanish show coming up tomorrow with you and Marco. What are you guys planning for tomorrow?
9 p.m.-ish, we'll be talking basically all this stuff except in the Espanol for all you Spanish speakers. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, just keep going, Ed. Promo your thing. I'm going to put comments that I think are funny.
Guys, don't forget to join our Patreon, guys. I'm still thinking about selling my kidney. Because I'm
for those of you that don't. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. For those of you that don't know, the Patreon, what it is, it's just a way to show extra love for the show. $5 a month. That's all it costs. $5 a month. There is a private chat that you could join. Nobody's joined it, and we have some people that have joined the Patreon but have not joined the chat. So they don't obviously care about the chat, but they still care about supporting the show, and so that's great. And we appreciate those handful of people that join the Patreon. Some of you are in the chat as well, yeah, just an extra way to support the show. Hey, before we go, we do have super chat from Tracker Lemon character offering a gift to baby Lemon. Okay. Unfortunately, this app that we use does not show the sticker. It just describes the sticker. But thank you for your super chat, Tracker.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So
yeah, Peter. So don't forget to join us tomorrow at 9 p.m.-ish. In Espanol, we'll be talking about the latest Inter Miami info in su idioma.
Peter insults Tracker and he donates. Haha. That's my plan for 2024. Insult everybody so that you donate to the channel. Thanks, Tracker. Yeah, so tomorrow should be fun, fun perspective, but it'll be, you say same thing, but it's going to be different because it's you and Marco, and so it is different, and it'll be fun.
El Pelón, Armando in the house.
All right, everybody. I think we could continue just rambling on because it's been fun, but we're not. We're going to end it, and we're going to do it again next week. First off, we've got Monday night show. We've got Ed that's going to be making love. Do you sleep with that? Is that like your new teddy bear?
Pretty much. I sleep with this sucker. I don't think I'm ever going to put it on. Look at that. It's never been worn, Peter. Look at the inside. Look at that. Nice.
See, that's the thing is, and that's the thing is, One World, One Goal was saying there are some black ones with pink stripes, which is, to be honest, what I would prefer. But what they don't have, those black and pink ones, are all the Inter Miami wording and logos and all that kind of cool stuff.
Libertad para soñar.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that. Nice.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to end it right there. And thanks for everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next week.